Alright, I think it's about time I get this done. Welcome back to the Origin Dex. We are in Red and Blue today, and we're trying to catch my last Pokemon that I need, which is Mew. And I should correct myself, not catch it. We are trying to glitch our way into turning this into a legit, aka transferable to Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Home, legit Mew. So, I will not be going over every single glitch that is necessary to be able to make this happen, because there's a lot that goes into this, and honestly, it kind of sucks. There's a lot to do, and it takes a long time in these slow old games. So, firstly, you gotta do a trainer fly glitch, a classic Mew glitch to get a Mew. Then you have to... oh my gosh, it's complicated. You have to get this secret hack item, which is called 8F, which lets you execute arbitrary code, which is going to let us, it's a long-winded way to say, it's going to let us change the ID number and change the OT to whatever the correct ID number is, and it's going to change the OT to GF, which is Game Freak. Do not nickname your Mew, and before you start this, the only thing you need that you cannot get unless you waste it. I should say, like, the only non-renewable resource that you need is a PP up. So if you have already collected the hidden PP ups in the world and used them, you're gonna have to restart your game, I think. There might be a way to, like, inject a new one or hack a new one, I don't know, but that's complicated, so you need to have at least one PP up. Everything else you can get, maybe rare candy too, if you've wasted all the rare candies available. Those are helpful. Anyway, I'm not going to be going over specifically every detail. This is the party setup. The hardest thing to get here is the Pidgey with 233 HP. I gave my Pidgey 10 HP ups and then leveled it up to 90. And that got the correct HP there. You also need an Arbok, so if you're playing blue, you need to either trade one in or trainer fly glitch yourself to get a new one. That's all that's difficult about the party setup. I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna explain any more of the glitch. I'm at the step where I need to clone the X specials and get 8F, so I will see you back once that happens. I should also mention that I'm following an Austin John Plays guide. There are multiple Reddit guides and online YouTube guides. You must follow a guide because it is so unrealistically complicated that you'll do it. So just make sure you're following a guide. There we go. Okay, so when you encounter Missing No, it duplicates your items. So now, that's the second time. Now I should have 255... okay, let's see what's going to happen now. We're going to put this into slot 3. We're going to delete this, which is going to clone it. Then we're going to delete this, which is going to clone it. Now we're doing item underflow, I think. So now we're going to delete that. It's very scary. I did make a save state before starting this in case I messed up or delete the save data. I can go back. I'm going to delete one more. Okay, now I only have access to these two. I can't go down anymore. Okay, now we're going to delete 253. And then we're going to swap this with the second. And then we're going to swap this with the second. Okay, there you go. 0x specials, that's what we want. Okay, now we're gonna fly to Celadon. I need to move my cat. So we flew to Celadon, and we're gonna walk over here. I should say, do not do what I'm doing unless you are prepared to possibly lose your save, and you are following a guide. Make a save state. Okay, this is the scary part. So we're gonna scroll down past the thing until this stops scrolling. Whoa. I don't... That is... I don't know if that's right. I think I need to go down more. That's not what I expected to happen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I feel like I should have saved. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna stand exactly here. I'm gonna scroll down. Damn, why is it not working? Okay, we're back in Celadon. I had to do that twice because I messed up. We're gonna try that again. So we're gonna go past cancel. And we're gonna find the nugget. Now my game doesn't make me tap A at all. Let me double check Austin. I think this is the nugget, so we're gonna select this, bring it all the way back to my first slot. And put it there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go 5 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like Austin, I'll have to go down 6. We're gonna go right 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we're gonna go back to our bag, and we're gonna go down until we find it. There it is! Okay, gonna pick this up, select, bring it all the way back up to my nugget, and swap it. Okay, I have it, and we're gonna fly back to Celadon, I guess. Alright, we got it. We got the 8F. I think that's the scary part, where we're in the clear now. So, I'm gonna put this away. Did I deposit it? Deposit. Oh, shoot, what's going on? Still in my bag. That's so weird. Is it in my PC also? It's also in my PC. This is dangerous. Let me just keep depositing it, I guess. Oh, this is sketchy. Okay, well, I guess I'm locked in now, so... I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save, and I'm actually gonna make a new save state. Before I make that save state, we have to fix item underflow, so I'm gonna just go to a different town. We're gonna buy 3 items, I guess. Pokeball. Antidote. Paralyze heal. Now let me see if I can still break stuff. Okay, the 8F's gone now, but... Okay, I guess that's what was supposed to happen. So, item bag is now fixed again. Yeah, okay, the item bag is fixed, and the 8F should still be in the PC. Okay, the 8F is still there. Okay, now I'm gonna make a new save state. If it wasn't clear, by the way, I am using a hacked DS where I have access to checkpoint to make save states. So that's what I'm doing here. So now that we have 8F, we just need to set up our items to be exactly what they need to be, and then we just execute, as in use 8F, and it should just change the Mew to the Game Freak correct OT Mew. go ahead and release that missing no also to not screw yourself up. So one last time, our party is our Mew, our Pidgey with 233 HP, Parasect, Onyx, Tentacool, Arbok. We're gonna delete these junk items out of our bag. So now we're gonna set up our bag and hope we don't screw anything up. Okay, I'm gonna double check my work here. 8F, 89 Master Ball, 58 Dire Hit, 37 Iron, 119 X Accuracy, 62 Waterstone, 50 Burn Heal, 43 Pokeball, 43 Antidote, 62 Protein, 60 PP Up, 50 Ice Heal, 133 Lemonade, 50 Great Ball, 34 Freshwater, 1 TM01. Okay, we're gonna save. Very scary. Do make sure your party is in the exact order. This is my current Mew with the current ID 23002 and my original trainer, Mr. Tyler. And we are going to use the 8F. 1, 2, 3. Anticlimactic. There we go. And now we got the ID 22796 with the Game Freak OT. That right there, boys, is a legit... I don't know what you call it. It's passable legit Mew. So there you go. I will now... So that is my Mew. Did it right, actually, on the 4th try, I think. I screwed up the item underflow a few times. I'm gonna deposit this Mew. And I have a second Mew that I'm gonna also do the 8F glitch on. Mew, Pidgey, Parasect, Onyx, Tentacool, Arbok. And this was another Mew that I caught. We're gonna use 8F. Boom. This Mew is now a Game Freak Mew also. There we go. Now for part 2, there's another sequence of arbitrary code execution. We're going to change it into a shiny. Before we continue with the shiny part of the 8F glitch, I was curious as to what event exactly we were recreating by changing the ID to 22769, I believe it is. So I'm on Cerebi on the event decks for Mew, and if we scroll down to 2016, we start to see there are some Mews with different ID numbers. So like, there's a GF Mew, sorry, here we go, 2016. There's a GF Mew with a 2016 ID. This was an event from XY Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. There's a Japanese event that is the 22796 ID, which was a real-life event in Japan with the Virtual Console Red, Green, Blue. So that is kind of what we're looking at. Doesn't seem to be an English, like US event, but there is a Europe one that has the GFOT 22796 given out in the Virtual Console in November 2016. Real life event in the United Kingdom. Apparently it was a Sun and Moon launch party event. I think the Japan equivalent was when you bought one of the colored clear 2DS's, like a red, blue, green, and yellow one. So that is the event we're recreating by changing our ID. I will also add, apparently this Mew, at the time in 2016, 2017, could not be shiny, I believe. Something to do with the DVs and the way it turns into IVs, like... So I don't know if the shiny version of the 8F Mew really counts, but I wanted to put that in here now so you can know. Because my morality of a hack Pokemon is like, are we recreating the event as it was, right? So I consider the 8F Mew, it passes bank, It's a recreation of an event in real life. Apparently, the shiny version was not possible at the time, but it still passes into Pokebank and therefore into Pokemon Home. So I'm just letting you know, the shiny version might not be what you consider legitimate, if that's your line of your morality of which shinies are real and which are fake. So, there we go. So, what we're going to do now, it's going to be a little different setup. We're going to deposit, actually we're going to change box. We're going to change to a fresh box. Go to box 3. Just any box with no Pokemon in it. We're going to deposit the Mew we want to change to shiny. I need a Kangaskhan now. And we're going to get rid of Arbok. And then we're going to change back to box 3. Okay, so now our party is Pidgey with 233 HP, Parasect, Onix, Tentacool, Kangaskhan, okay? So I now have to go prepare new items, so I'm going to come back once I have that all done. Okay, so we have collected finally all the items we need. Let's make sure they're in the right order. So this is going to be any item, any quantity, 8F, 170 Lemonade, 178 X Accuracy, 218 Carbos, 119 Pokeballs, and 201 Fresh Water in that order. So what we're going to do, I'm going to say it one more time. What we're going to do is we're going to activate 8F, and then we're going to delete 1 X Accuracy, and then activate 8F again. So, here goes nothing. There we go. There's the first one. Gonna toss 1 X Accuracy, and we're gonna use it again. So what that's doing is the 178 is changing 2 of the stats to 10 dBs, and the 177, when we toss 1, is changing the other 2 stats to 10 dBs, which is what makes the Pokemon shiny. So, let's withdraw our Mew and check that it has... I don't feel like that's right. It should have 20 in all the stats. Oh, you know what? I did mess up. My Pidgey was dead, so we're gonna restart. Okay, we're gonna heal. That could have been bad. You never know what the 8F is gonna do if you mess up the steps, which is why we save, and is also why we make save states. So, there we go. Now that Pidgey is alive and has the correct HP, gonna try it again. Gonna use it. Toss 1. And we're gonna use it again. Okay. Now, let's take this guy out. We'll just check the stats here. There we go, all 20s. So that should be, that's funny, it has more health than it's supposed to have. So that should be it. It should be shiny now. So we're gonna go back to box 1. And we're gonna deposit this into Pokemon Bank. Okay, there we go. Some Pidgeys and 2 Mews. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, we're in Pokemon Bank now. So there it is. There's the first Mew, and there's the second Mew. Got the correct ID and the correct OT. They're on the bottom screen, though. So let's go ahead and transfer these into Home now. Alright, we're finally into Pokemon Home. Let's see if all our hard work paid off. Transfer box, we got 2 Mews, Game Freak, Game Boy Mark Mew, and Game Freak Game Boy Mark Shiny Mew. So it works. They all passed Bank, they all passed through Home. Fateful encounter in the Kanto region with the 22796 ID. And I wonder if they have 5 perfect IVs. Okay, sure, that's great. So that does work. So with that, those are the final 2 slots in my Game Boy Mark section of the Origin Dex complete. Mew will go right there. And the shiny one, we'll probably put it at the end in kind of the extras box. So we'll go over Game Boy marks later. As you can see, I have to still evolve everything. And that's it. Then the Game Boy mark section of the Origin Dex is done and complete. So I'll do another shorter video going over that later. But we did what I set out to do. Thanks to Austin John for the video guide and the idea that you can even do this in the first place. And yeah, so you did it. Hope this helped you. I hope this was interesting. I'll link the video guide by Austin John below, along with the Reddit text guide. I will say took a while. Took me most of the evening here. Started around 5 p.m. and finished around 11. So I took a break in there too, but Gen 1 is slow. You gotta make sure you have everything. You gotta double check your work. Took me 2 or 3 mistakes to get it right. So it's possible though, and not too hard. Once you're actually doing it, you're watching the video is kind of intimidating, but when you're actually doing it, it's not too bad. So that's how you get your legit Mew with the Game Boy mark into Pokemon Home. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.